Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for P-Valley Season 2, Episode 2. Interesting episode, right? Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. So we are holding auditions for the Pink. Remember, Autumn decided to go on against Mercedes' wishes to go on and schedule tryouts because they need new dancers. You know, we know that Mississippi is gone. We know that Gidget is gone. Mercedes cannot carry this whole club, even though she would like you to think that she can. All right. So yeah, we got a line of girls, a whole bunch of girls out there. And Big L is the one that is helping out along with these auditions. I was like, oh my God, where's Diamond? We already know that Big L just want to fuck these girls. Anyway, yeah, they bring in all kind of women. These women got all special kind of talents. I'm not sure if this is what the Pink is looking for, but hey, whatever you want, they are definitely out there. Now we get a couple in particular that are very good with the pole. Okay, and the Pink has a reputation for, you know, pole dancing, so they got to come correct. Mercedes is watching these two girls in particular, and she's looking, and you can tell she kind of sees in her mind like the money being thrown. And I was like, okay, Mercedes girl, you all about your bottom line, that dollar. You know, maybe this wasn't a bad idea after all. So after everybody does their tryouts, you know, Uncle Clifford, she has everybody come line up and was like, okay, y'all, some of y'all gonna be mad, some of y'all ain't gonna make it, but you know, that's the whole thing with tryouts and auditions. Some do, some don't. Okay, so right now Mercedes announces that we got Roulette, and Roulette, I believe, is the girl from Snowfall, if you guys watch Snowfall. Okay, and Whisper, and when she was about to say the third person, Autumn was like, oh no, and Big Bone. Okay, and Mercedes was like, Big Bone, what? No. Okay, you got to damn near walk on the damn ceiling at this, at the Pink. You know, all she does is twerk. Like, she ain't gonna be on the pole. Like, no. And Autumn was like, that's okay. I can use her behind the bar. Okay, come on with me, Big Bone. Big Bone is, what the girl name is? You know, the one that actually dates Diamond in real life. I keep on wanting to call that child Lyrica. Miracle Watts. Who knew? I had no idea that girl was that thick. So Mercedes is a little annoyed with Autumn, but Autumn takes Big Bone back there, and then in walks Corbin. Uncle Clifford was like, I thought I told you not to bring your ass down her. Going against Uncle Clifford's rules, all right? And Will Corbin was just like, yeah, the rules have changed. That family done got big-headed now that we got one of them running for the mayor, I guess. Now, later on, Mercedes is working with Roulette and Whisper on the pole. Okay, or at least she's giving them a little example of what the Pink is expecting. And while she's up there, she come down a little too hard. Actually, I saw on her Instagram that she accidentally did come down too hard, and she actually was in pain in that scene, so it wasn't too hard for her to kind of like look like, okay, some shit is wrong. But anyway, when she comes down, the girls was like, you know, we can run to the store and get you some rubbing alcohol if you want, you know. And she was just like, go take a break. All right, Big L got a little sniggle giggle out of that. She was like, I know them bitches ain't trying to say that I'm old. Well, Mercedes, you aren't the youngest one there. Remember, you was about to retire. Anyway, it's a lot of things going on, changes going on at the Pink. She's talking to Big L. He's installing new poles. She was like, you know, you like the new poles? You know, what you think about these chrome ones? And she was like, I mean, they fine. You know, it's not as much slip or anything, but she still like the old ones. Well, we got a new boss, and the new boss likes these poles. Okay, but Big L a little wary about Autumn. He said even the devil started out as an angel. I was like, oh Lord, what's going on? I mean, you know, we ain't never been too sure about Autumn last season. Didn't know if we should trust her or not. And this season is probably worse. I was just like, is Autumn about to do something bad? Because they just making it seem like Autumn is so horrible. And right now it just seems like Autumn is trying to, you know, get the Pink back on his feet, but we'll see. Anyways, while that was going on, Corbin is in there talking to Uncle Clifford and Autumn, and they offer $500,000 for the Pink. And you know, Autumn was like, okay, well, that was the little dick offer. We waiting on the big dick offer. Okay, because she knows, being a finance person, knowing about the real estate, you know, they prime location. She knows that the Pink is worth 15 times that. And of course they was like, bitches, you crazy. All right. But Uncle Clifford was like, y'all just think that the promised land people gonna still try to, build on this here land. But you remember Uncle Clifford and Pastor Woodbine, they got this referendum that they trying to get passed through so that the casino can get built all there. So no, we ain't signing over unless you coming over here talking big money for real money. So the pink is off the menu, basically. All right. And if you will excuse Uncle Clifford, she has some business to take care of. Corbin was just like, okay, well, you can open up the pink. The Rona's gonna be your biggest customer. So then when you come and talk to me about the problems that you having with the pink and everything, I'm gonna be right here with my $1 to buy. So then there's a flyer that's been made for the pink's reopening. It's gonna be happening tomorrow, Friday, which also happens to be Uncle Clifford's birthday. Now, I don't know what the big deal is about Uncle Clifford's birthday, but everybody act like Autumn did something just terrible by scheduling something on Uncle Clifford's birthday, So she storms off. I got to get used to calling Uncle Clifford she, because you guys told me that actually Uncle Clifford goes by she, and so I'm trying to make sure that I say it. So it's still like I'm so used to saying he. Anyway, Uncle Clifford storms off and Autumn goes in the office behind her. And she was like, she was just like, the pink ain't ready to spread her legs open just yet. She need a dish of all dishes. Plus, we don't have a DJ. And Autumn was like, fuck the DJ. Okay, Big L can be the DJ. Big L was the DJ when we had Pussyland. Okay, well, this is the pink, and that's something different. So, they're going back and forth, and Autumn is just like, we're going to end up having to take Corbin's offer, the way that things is going around here. Uncle Clifford was like, listen, bitch, you might be the owner, but you was not the boss coming up in here trying to run shit. She was like, round of applause, bitch. Why is Uncle Clifford so dramatic? So then she was just like, well, maybe you need to be the DJ since that's all you know how to do is run your mouth. Why Uncle Clifford was like, oh, you know what? Oh, you know what? It's like, don't beat her ass, Uncle Clifford. Uncle Clifford had to calm down. She was like, I'm too much of a cat to be fucked by a kitten. So then she was like, let me get out of here before some shit go bad, really bad. So she's walking out and Mercedes comes in and Mercedes was just like, y'all having a party on Uncle Clifford's birthday? Like, everybody knows that that's a no-no. Not a party, child, opening up the pink. Autumn was like, is this some Google Calendar shit that I'm supposed to know? Like, what's the big deal? It's her birthday. I thought this would be something to celebrate. No, not exactly. Yeah, you guys. What about Pastor Woodbine? I had already posted this on Instagram, but it still was funny seeing that shit on TV. Honey, Pastor Woodbine went out and hired her a videographer and, honey, put out a commercial for her Breath of Life church. Sis said, all right, we going. Where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside. Now, I done told y'all before, and you know what we do. We giving out food baskets, hand sanitizer too. You better ask somebody, because we do this all the time. And guess what? Where the blessings reside, where the blessings Y'all, I sang that shit all last night. That shit was so funny to me. You better ask somebody, because we do this all the time. And that's what? Where the blessings reside, where the blessings Honey, Pastor Woodbine said, bitch, listen, if it's out there, she gonna get it. Okay, if we got to put a commercial out for y'all to come on down to the Breath of Life, then so be it. Okay, we giving out food baskets and hand sanitizer too. Anyway, Uncle Clifford's aunt is watching it at home, watching TV, and she was just like, Lord have mercy, what the world is coming to. Uncle Clifford get home, and Auntie was just like, oh, what the heifer done did now? And Uncle Clifford was like, oh, Auntie, she got me so heated. She done scheduled for the Pink's reopening for tomorrow, okay, on my birthday. And Auntie was like, I don't know why you don't kill her. Why it gotta be that? But Uncle Clifford was like, don't worry, because she's not gonna be there. She ain't going to that damn reopening. And Auntie was just like, oh, we can have a Zoom boom room with all your ace boom coons. We can all get together and get it. And Uncle Clifford ain't trying to do that either. Damn it. She 40 years old, still living with her auntie, and ain't had dick in 5 months, okay? That'll be enough to frustrate any bitch. Auntie was like, honey, try 15 fucking years. So ain't no souvenir for you. Now, while she's talking to Uncle Clifford, there's a knock at the door. And I already knew who it was. I was getting the goosebumps. I had a feeling. And when she goes to the door, she says, who out there smelling like Newports on my porch? Okay, and child, it was Lil Murder. I'm telling you, this show really could just be a love story, but about between Autumn and Andre and Uncle Clifford and Lil Murder. Really, I could just watch their love story because there's definitely there's so much chemistry. Anyway, Lil Murder is just like, I'm stopping by because he hasn't been able to reach Uncle Clifford. He had been sending text messages, but they hadn't been answered. Well, anyway, Uncle Clifford is behind the door. Okay, right next to where Auntie is, but there's a reflection, there's a mirror deep into the house, and the reflection of the mirror, Lil Murder can see Uncle Clifford on the other side of the door. Oh my God, you guys. Y'all know Rocky love, child. When Lil Murder was talking about how, he just wishes that he could talk to Uncle Clifford and how he did things wrong and he wanted to apologize, and when he touched that door, I was just like, and then Uncle Clifford was kind of touching the door too. I was just like, I know that we really want them to get together, but I think that it's better TV when they're always trying to get together, or there's always these missed opportunities, or there's always like a misunderstanding or something, because once they get together, there's nothing else to like wish for. So I love all of this. I'm just watching and I was just like, and that guy that plays Lil Murder is such a good actor, because the way that he was just like, his emotions, it really just pulls you in. So anyway, I loved that scene. That was my favorite scene of the entire show. Other than where the blessings reside, Now I done told y'all before, you know what we do. Anyway, he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave, and she was like, I'll make sure I tell Clifford the message. Okay. Child, she closed that door and Uncle Clifford was right there. She was just like, you up here complaining about, no dick, and the Amazon man just delivered it straight to your door. All right. I was like, I don't know how Uncle Clifford gonna keep up with this, but whew. Now jumping over to Andre, we see him get home. He's staying while he's working. He's staying at the mayor's place and his godfather's place. And when he gets there, he sees like this water hose coming from the mayor's backyard and coming down the street. And then he goes and he sees it's like a 4-way connect, and this water hose is going everywhere. So he kind of walks and follows one of the hoses. And there's a guy in the backyard in a wheelchair. He pulled his gun out like, nigga, don't just be walking up on me. Like announce your damn self. I mean, fuck, he ain't had a chance. Anyway, one of the men that live in the house, one of the houses comes out and tells him that the mayor would pay their water bill when they didn't have no money. They've been kind of behind on the water for the last few months, so he's been paying the bill. So that's how they all connect. Well, Andre goes home and looks at the water bills, that the mayor had been paying, and he'd been paying $10,000 a month. He was like, ain't this about a Robin Hood ass motherfucker right here, okay? He's taking care of so many people on the neighborhood just so that they can have water, even though we didn't know that, did we? I was like, see, it wasn't too much bad. I was like, see, our old mayor wasn't too bad, now was he? Okay, looking out for his people anyway. So then Andre is kind of remembering the times with his uncle, his godfather, and so he puts on a VHS tape of when he was little, and he was talking to his godfather, and his godfather was asking him what he wanted to be when he grew up, and I'm assuming that his father was the one that was recording him, and Lil Andre said that he wants to be the president, and his father was just like, you can't be no president. And honey, Mayor ran up to him and was just like, don't be telling them that shit. Okay, you don't tell him that he can't be nothing. He goes and tell me, he said, don't let nobody ever tell you that you can't be nothing. If you feel you want to be the president, damn it, then that's what you gonna be. Okay. I was like, look at him trying to make the mayor, too bad old Isaiah was crazy. It would have been nice to have him still around, but that nigga was too much of a liability. I said, watch, we gonna find out that the mayor actually is his daddy. I feel like it's coming. Now let's jump over to Mississippi. So back at the house, she's in there fixing something to drink, and I guess Derek's phone is sitting on the counter, and she looks over and she sees that job interview that he went on, he didn't get the job. It came through on a text message. We regret to inform you. Nigga, we sending text messages? I can't even get an official email or maybe even a phone call. But anyway, she saw that, but she didn't say anything. So she takes the drinks outside, and turns out that Derek is talking to the sheriff because I guess Derek wanted to press charges against Diamond for what happened at the Pank. Okay. Well, the sheriff tells him that basically if he presses charges against Diamond, then he also has to press charges against Derek because they both was fighting. They both was doing the same thing, basically. So I don't know if you really want to do that. So, Derek is frustrated. He goes off. And so Keyshawn is sitting there talking to the sheriff. So the sheriff was just like, oh, what you been doing? She's like, I got a, online presence. I'm a content creator. She do shit at the house. Not no porn. Because the sheriff was looking at her like, oh, is that what you doing now? No, not porn. Just she got a following and all of that. Okay. So she ain't even at the Pink no more. She done moved on to bigger and better things. And he was just like, oh, okay, the new owner at the Pink. Did you ever find out what her real name was? And she was just like, oh, you can't just find out what her name is. You got to earn it. Okay, otherwise, nigga, you ain't getting it from me. You better ask somebody else. Later on, she's talking to Derek, and Derek then found out that she went to the Dollar Tree to go see Diamond. Okay, because he has a thing on her phone. I'm surprised he ain't got shit on the car, but he always notified exactly where she is at all times. Okay, so he was just like, why the fuck you went down there? And she was just like, I didn't even know that he worked there. I think that's what she said. And she said, and then when I got there, he was kind of like manhandling her. And he was like, what did he say? What did he do? And you better not fucking lie to me. I was like, oh Lord, is Derek about to beat her ass? Keyshawn, why are you with this man? Even though I must say that Derek looks much better this season, honey. Something about all that hair and shit, he got an old nomad look to himself. I was like, shit, on a different show? Honey, that Derek ain't too bad anyway. So she was saying how Diamond was yelling at everybody, to put on their mask. And he, that's all he needed to know. He was yelling at the customer. He go and call the place and tell him, you know what, you need to fire that man, Diamond. He was harassing people. And they were like, oh, this ain't the first complaint. Oh, this ain't the first. Yeah. That's why you need to make sure, because he harassed my girl too. And blue. So he trying to get Diamond fired. So when he get off the phone, Keyshawn tells him how Diamond told her that he said he called him a gutter nigga. Okay, and she was just like, and I know that you would never say anything like that, and he was just like, I would never say nothing like that. I was like, Keyshawn, this nigga will beat your ass in a minute. We know he good for lying. Why are you sitting up here believing? What is wrong with Keyshawn? I'm telling you, they are making me so not like her. I have not liked her, since that last episode. So the last episode of the first season, I'm saying. So I'm just getting so irritated with her. But I guess she needs him. She needs to use him. So I guess she's just trying to, obviously she has a plan. Getting to the plan is getting on my nerves. She asked him, how did he know about where she went? And he has her, the location. He knows where she is all the time. And, it's a pandemic out there. It's dangerous. And she was just like, things about to go back to normal. I'm about to get back out there, and be working. And she was just like, and Murder's about to go on this 12-city tour. And he was like, oh, hell the fuck no, you not. Okay, you gonna do this shit up in this house because it's safer that way. She said she want to go after her dreams. And he was like, you ain't gonna be out there in no ghetto trap house. And I was just like... Yeah, like I said, obviously Keyshawn has a plan, but it has taken entirely too long for my taste. I'm about over Derek's ass. But this tour, okay, Lil Murder is about to go on the tour. He's with his manager. His manager is just a little eccentric. Okay, the manager driving him around in the damn gold hearse. All the shit is all inside velvet, paisley, and all of these hot pink and red and colors, orange and yellows and shit. So he's in the back of the car. I was like, why we got to be driving in this hearse again? Okay. Oh boy was like, you need to get where you going. So you know what? Just sit back and be quiet. So anyway, Lil Murder's about to go on the tour, right? I said, baby, have you talked to Keyshawn? Because I don't think baby girl can go. All right. Anyway, he calls DJ Never Scared and was just like, you ready? We about to go on this tour starting tomorrow. I was like, can we get a little bit of a heads up on this shit? One damn day. But anyway, Lil Murder was just like, you ready? And DJ Never Scared was like, no, I'm not going to be able to go. And he was like, what, you went back to the Pink? No, I ain't went back there. I'm in Atlanta. I got some people down here that wanted me to do some work on an album. Like, maybe you might need to come through too. Lil Murder, oh, fuck that. He ain't trying to go down to Atlanta. He about to do his damn tour. He thought DJ Never Scared was going to be on his side, but he just hangs up the phone. And then we see some hand come over his shoulder and say, run that beat back for a real bitch. Because, that's how we talk. Bring a plate of eggs for a real bitch. Is there some more soap for a real bitch? Yo, bring back some McDonald's for a real bitch. So corny. Anyway, we finally see where Murder's manager is taking him to the jail. Okay. Oh, you brought me here just so I can be reminded of, where I don't want to go. Nah, nigga. Okay. The door is open to the jail, and out walks old boy. Remember last season that Lil Murder had beat up one of his friends? Okay, I think that this is this guy. I don't remember, but I think that that's him. Anyway, Lil Murder happy to see him. They hey, dabbing each other up, hug each other, and all of that. He gonna be Lil Murder's security. I was just like, I don't know about that. I mean, he was in jail. He got beat up by Lil Murder. Now he's security. Are we sure we want to put him in charge of Lil Murder's life? And we ain't even gonna think about all of these kind of references to death that's been around Lil Murder. I mean, he's driving around in a hearse and stuff. So, I'm just sort of like, we'll see how this pans out. And even Lil Murder seemed a little bothered by it when after he gave the guy a hug, he kind of looked a little nervous. So I was just like, I don't know. Now, at the same time, we see Keyshawn talking to the other guy. Remember the guy that was getting Lil Murder the contract? Okay. That man, the manager, what is he? An A&R person or something? Anyway, he's in there talking to Keyshawn like, okay, he about to put her on some lashes, and evidently she already got a waist trainer. She already got something else. Now she about to have these lashes. She gonna have the whole Southeast just shut down. It's on top of the Dirty Dozen's tour that we about to go on. And Derek was like, no, she can't go on no tour right now. And the guy was like, oh no, she gonna have like a Rihanna level rider. Everything gonna be wiped down. And he was like, no, it's not because of the damn COVID. It's because of Lil Murder. Like, no. So, of course, she's sitting next to him and she's just sort of like, we gonna see how this whole thing go. She might not need that tour at all because Derek is about to get this job and then she won't even need the money. Okay. So the A&R guy is looking at her like, what? What the fuck is going on? Now I did all of this for you and now you come telling me this shit? Like you don't want to get to this bag? So he get up and he go back out to the damn hearse. And he don't know what the hell went on. He just told Lil Murder that, shit just went left. Like, they was talking, and now all of a sudden she don't want to do it. Derek ain't gonna let her go, something about this. And, we got this Dirty Dozen's toe. And he kept on saying toe, not tour. Toe. He worried, because, the tour is getting paid for by the company, but by the label or whatever. But the only reason why the label is paying for the tour is because of Mississippi. If Mississippi don't go, then how they even gonna do all of this? So while he's sitting there talking to him, then old boy act like he gagging and dying, okay? And he's looking like, what the fuck is going on? And Lil Murder got a little smirk on his face, and the manager says, they play a game. Basically, somebody gets killed, and then you got to guess who the killer is. And he was like, well, I mean, he dead, and Lil Murder's the only one in the car, so Lil Murder's the killer, right? Again, all of this death around him, right? But on a serious note, we gonna need Keyshawn or this toe ain't gonna work, okay? And then he gets a text message from Mississippi and she says, thanks, I'll do the rest. And she just standing at the door looking at him. So he just looks out the window and he's just like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess sis got a plan. I said, yes, sis got a plan. We're going to see where it goes, but I guess. Now, it is the reopening of the Pank. People is there throwing money like it ain't nobody's business. Okay, we back to the regular times, honey. They done opened the doors of Rona and, honey, folks is back to it. In the back room, all the girls is huddled together because they trying to do like some sort of like channeling to find out who the baby daddy is to one of the strippers. Okay, when Mercedes comes back there, they was just like, no, don't interrupt us. We trying to get this done. Mercedes like, Lord have mercy, child. Mercedes done aged out of the stripping game. Now these young girls, honey, she don't know what to do with them. Autumn comes in there and she was just like, y'all need to get out there, and make some money before she got to get back on the pole and make the money herself. Autumn comes in there. She was like, girl, you hear that crowd out there? I'm sure you missed that sound. I know that I have. Autumn is all for this reopening today. Okay. Mercedes, nah, not too much. And then she sit down at her little table and she sees that they bought her like 3 bottles of rubbing alcohol. She was like, these bitches got me fucked up. Now inside the club, Toya comes running up to Autumn and is just like, where's Uncle Clifford? Because Big Bone got her ass up on top of the bar dancing and twerking, and she ain't supposed to be up there. Like, how am I supposed to make money if she up there twerking? She's supposed to be pouring drinks. And Autumn was like, let me go handle it, Toya. I'll make sure it's okay. So she about to go over there and get big bone down, and then she see on her way over there, one of the other strippers, the one that got the baby daddy issues, okay, she over there having an argument with her baby daddy, you know, so Autumn go over there trying to put out that fire. What is Uncle Clifford's rule? They was like, bitch, you is not Uncle Clifford. Okay, so shit is going crazy out there. At the same time, in the, is it the boom boom room? Whatever that room is, you know, the one that, because everything is so fucking dark on the show, but you know, it's that red room. The pole in there is kind of swirling or making some sort of movement, and, you know, Whisper and Roulette are in there, and, you know, Whisper is just like, you can ask the pole anything, you know, talking to Mercedes, and Mercedes is looking like, what fucking, I was like, Lord, what is going on? Like, what is going on? You know, and that Whisper, I think that's her name, the one, you can't tell what, I'm like, that one looked possessed, because her eyes is, sometimes they look white, sometimes they look black. I can't figure out, like, what exactly it is. But something about her is weird, you know. But she's all looking like this. And Roulette was like, fuck it, I'll ask the question. But before they could even get to it, Autumn come busting in there like, I got a situation out here. I need some help. Now, back at Uncle Clifford's house, remember, Uncle Clifford ain't celebrating her birthday. She 40 years old. She still live with her auntie. You know, she ain't really feeling it. She getting all these text messages. People, hey, happy birthday. You know, all of that. She ain't trying to celebrate it. So she pick up her phone, get in the bed, and she's scrolling through social media. She see Little Murderers on tour. I was like, girl, go get your man. Go get your man. Okay. But yeah, he about to go on this 12-city tour. So while she's looking at that, then her aunt yells out, you know, you need to take that trash out because that shit been stinking. So when they showed the aunt sitting in the chair watching TV or just kind of staring, you know, looking towards the TV, we see something at the window. I was like, wait a minute, what is this? Like, what the fuck is going on? We done had the pole situation, and now we got this, whatever this is. It looked like a spirit or something at the window, kind of with that scream mask on. And of course, Auntie don't see it, and Clifford doesn't see it either. So when Uncle Clifford go and take the trash out, I was like, oh Lord, what this about to be? And then next thing we know, it's like 3 or 4 of them. They all jump on Uncle Clifford and tackle her and put her in the trunk of the car and all this. I was just like, what is going on? I kind of had a feeling it might have had to do something with her birthday, but I still was just like, y'all going way out the way to get a bitch to a birthday if that's what we really doing. And it turns out, sure enough, they are taking her to her surprise birthday party. Bitch, what? Listen, I know a nigga can be, you know, unagreeable and sometimes don't want to go along with the plans and everything, but please don't give me almost a fucking heart attack. I would have died in that trunk. You wouldn't have had a good birthday party turnout because the main person for the party would have been dead. Child, I would have... No, how you gonna, then they get them there and, you know, Uncle Clifford was like, I ain't even got my clothes, so don't worry about it. We got an outfit for you here and everything. Okay, happy birthday, surprise. This is whole big thing. And so then she gets all dressed and they have her up on the throne and she's having a good time and she's enjoying herself. But then she kind of has this moment where she sees somebody walking across the room. I thought it was Lil Murder. I was just like, what Lil Murder doing at this birthday party? Okay, because this is like her, like all her trans friends that are at this party. So, but so I wasn't really sure what the hell was going on, if that was Lil Murder or what, because honey, we done had a few things on the show that I was just like, now what kind of trickery is this? So when she's talking to her homegirls, and side note, we see Darrell, the one that's where the money resides. Okay, I was like, come on, Darrell, they didn't use your little catchphrase and they got you on the show. Okay, he making him a couple of little dollars. I ain't mad. Anyway, I feel like I should know who these people were. I don't know. I feel like I've seen these people out there, but I don't know who they are. But I know there's some transgender friends of Uncle Clifford. Darrell was just like, ooh, fine ass 12 o'clock, talking about the guy that I thought that was Lil Murder. Turns out it ain't Lil Murder, but it's the one that's checking out the skates because they had a skate rink. Uncle Clifford was like, go on over there and try it. Next thing you know, you're gonna be getting bent over a jukebox and getting your back blown out, and then your heart get broken to many, many pieces. And the only way to get it back together is 153 bottles of Crown Royal. It was like, oh, who done broke your heart, girl? Uncle Clifford gets into some sort of confrontation not really confrontation, but just sort of like a disagreement with one of the friends there. Some, you know, Uncle Clifford say something slick to her and she say something back to her, and you know, so it kind of go left. Listen, Uncle Clifford is just not in the best mood right now, okay? But would always make you feel a little better. Let her go over there and check out old boy that's working at the checkout for the skates, you know. So she go over there and, you know, he's looking at her like, Okay, what size? 13 and a half. Okay, 14 on a good day. Okay. And old boy was like, well, it's your birthday, you know, why not, you know? And then the music come on, and it was, I was getting some head, and then all of a sudden the guy goes down, and I was just like, I mean, I guess we giving Uncle Clifford a blowjob right there at the checkout. Okay. So that's going on at Uncle Clifford's party. Back at the Pank, it's time for Earth, Wind, and Fire to come out. That's right. That would be Mercedes, Roulette, and Whisper. They the three new trio. That's the Pank is gonna put them back on the map. Okay. So Whisper and Roulette, they kind of work as a team. Mercedes, you know, is Mercedes, right, by herself. So anyway, they up on the pole, they doing all of these tricks and everything. Mercedes looks over and sees that Whisper and Roulette is actually getting like more money, more people is feeling them. And, you know, Mercedes has always felt threatened by the younger girls, first of all. Secondly, by anybody that might be better on the pole than her, you know. And remember, Mercedes is nursing this fucked up ass shoulder, right? So she's still trying to do this pole work. She got her flaming shoes on and everything, and she trying to climb up on the pole. And next thing you know, she loses her grip. And in slow motion, we see her falling off of the pole. And I was like, oh my God, y'all don't tell me Mercedes fixing to die. Okay, because she was way up there, and it was crazy the way they showed everybody's face. They showed Roulette and Whisper kind of looking. They was up doing one of their stunts, but they look over at her. They see her falling, you know, and Autumn sees her falling. The people that's at the club see her falling. We don't never see her hit, but I'm telling you, that looked like that was going to be a badass hit. Next thing we know, she's on the table. Okay, Uncle Clifford there, Autumn there, and Diamond. She telling Diamond that she don't know what happened. She felt like she dislocated her shoulder. She just felt something snap. So Diamond was like, turn on your stomach. He about to do some work, you know. And I was just like, so since when did Diamond start, when all of a sudden, you know. So I'm watching this scene, and I was just like, okay, the voodoo hoodoo. Now listen, y'all know, y'all been watching me for years, right? Okay, Roxanne is from the West Coast. I'm not from Atlanta. I wasn't born and raised here. We from the West Coast. We go to church. All right. So I know down south they do like it's other things supernatural. You know, the voodoo that they do. It definitely does happen. Probably more so in like Mississippi, Louisiana. But it probably happens here in Georgia. Actually, I remember I was telling you guys that there's a four-way stop right in front of a Jehovah's Witness church, not too far from my house, and occasionally there will be a dead chicken in the middle of the four-way stop. And that's been for all the years that I've been here. It happens at least every year, or a couple of times in a year. I'll notice it. So I know that probably has something to do with, you know, somebody practicing that. But still, you know, it kind of took me by surprise, this whole voodoo thing that they were doing. I don't want to say voodoo. Somebody said it was called Reiki. I'm not familiar, okay? But this is me trying to open my eyes or open my horizons to new things and understand that it's not just about going to church, and there's other people that have other religions and other practices, right? So I'm gonna try to give this some patience, but I was thrown off because, you know, Rocky don't do this, right? So all this snapping and shit, and, you know, all of this hovering hands and going over Mercedes' body and her contorting and all of this. I was just like, wait, what? I was just like, I'm gonna try to have my patience with this. I think the bigger problem that I have, not so much that it's in the show, okay? But it's the bigger problem that I have is that they never talked about it last season. So all of a sudden, Diamond is a healer, or Diamond has like these powers or whatever. Yeah, I know he had the crystal and that he gave that to Mississippi and everything, but people wear crystals all the time and might not know all of the depth of what these crystals mean, what they can do for you and all that. Some people just wear it as a fashion statement, or some people just might have just a little bit of knowledge about the crystals. So it was just sort of like out of left field, like, when did he become? So that's kind of more of my problem. Like, they just threw it on us. We ain't had no inkling nothing like this was about to go down, okay? But anyway, he after he done did the hovering and he snapped, you know, and then he get the whatever it is, and he take it, you know, in his hand like this, and he take it over to the scale and he drops it, and he said it's about 7 pounds, okay? And he don't know what that means, but he know it take about 7 pounds to pull the trigger of a gun. Now we know that Mercedes is the one that ended up shooting old boy in that room, okay? And apparently that has been the problem with Mercedes' shoulder. Old boy has been haunting her, and I guess, you know, the spirit been up on her shoulder real tough all this time. He done pulled the spirit off of Mercedes, but now Mercedes still got a problem with Autumn, because that was your man, and you the one brought all these problems here and all of this. So Mercedes tell Autumn, you know what, this ain't gonna work, you gonna have to move. Which I knew the kick out was coming soon enough, because Mercedes and Autumn Mercedes has a love-hate for Autumn. And again, I don't know what we supposed to do with Autumn. I don't know if we supposed to trust her or not, right? Autumn was just like, well, I just need a little bit more time. My whole thing is, why you ain't got no more money? Girl, why did you give Clifford all of the money? You couldn't keep something for yourself so you can get you a cute little spot? All right? You already know that Mercedes half the time cantankerous, mean ass, don't want nobody around her. So why would you give all of your money? Some of the stuff didn't make sense to me. But anyway, she kicked her out. Autumn is on her own. Now back at Keyshawn's house, I guess the plan is going to action now, because Derek tells her that he didn't get the job, and she was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Okay, but of course she uses that, all her feminine wiles, her beautiful face and body, yeah, maybe, let me take care of you, let me go on this tour, and let me all of this. And he was just like, okay, anything for the beautiful black girl that's on top of me about to do it to me. Okay, he loses his mind, and Keyshawn gets what she wants. She gonna leave the baby there with Derek. I said, girl, you sure you want to leave him with the baby with that fool? I wouldn't trust it, even though I don't think Derek gonna do nothing to it, but you don't never know, child. That fool crazy. Okay, but yeah, she didn't cast the spell, so yeah, I guess that was the part of her taking care of it. She about to go on this trip. So yeah, everything is going on. Autumn back at the paint. She ain't got nowhere to live, so she got on her little lingeries and everything, and she trying to get drunk, go back out to the bar. Of course, it's emptied out. Nobody is there. She go to the bar, get her a bottle, and then she see the pole, and so, she gets up on the pole, and it's like old memories, and then in walk Andre, of all people, talking about where everybody at. Nigga, it's the end of the night. Everybody gone. Okay? Mercedes fell off the pole, almost killed herself. Anyways, Andre is there. You got the big dick offer? I have a feeling that Andre does have a big dick offer, but not the one that she's talking about. It don't involve money. Anyway, you guys, like I said, these two have so much chemistry between each other. She goes up to him and hugs him and all of this. And I was just like, Andre, boy, you don't want to be with your wife. Go on, leave that woman so you can be with this girl the way you really want to. All this back and forth and stuff. Again, that's going to make the show boring if they do end up together. But in real life, it's just like, boy, quit playing and get with that woman that you love. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. I have to take Blue to emergency. Joe just came and told me that he threw up. He's had diarrhea for the last few days, and I've been trying to battle it and trying to do some home remedies and stuff. It is not helping. And you guys, I'm so stressed with this whole thing. Like, I just want him to be well. So I'm about to take him. I'm gonna have to take off of work and take him up to emergency and figure out what this is about, and hopefully it's nothing serious. So you guys just send up a prayer if you can. All right, make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.